Hello, it's Shereen. I'm back, day 3, and I've called this video Show Me the Receipts. So what I'm really conscious of is we're starting to see a bit of a ripple effect now. As you know, whenever there is a crisis or there's a hint of a crisis, sometimes crisis means opportunity for some people. So there's been a little bit of an emergence of consultants, management consultants companies, diversity and inclusion companies, all now starting to just pipe up a little bit with, here are 4 things you can do to bring back inclusion into the core of your business. Here are the first things you want to do to make your black people feel welcome. Obviously, a lot of this is US based, but it will trickle here. So, a few people starting to see, oh, mood in the room. So what I want to say is your first step is not to treat this like a diversity and inclusion initiative. Like, I'm just going to say it. Don't treat it like that. And what I mean by that is, at this stage, it might come later, but you're not going to knee-jerk and make this the responsibility of your HR teams. You're not going to knee-jerk and think, shit, who can I bring in? What D&I consultants do I know? Like, who do we know? Can just come in and fix? You're not going to do that. You're also not going to hire a PR company or a communications company to write your statement about how you stand with black people and all Black Lives Matter, because that's not what you need to do first. So in terms of show me the receipts, what that means is we, meaning black people here in the UK, in the world of work, we need to see that you are genuine when you want to attempt to make this situation better. So that genuineness comes from sitting through all of my videos, all of them. And the reason why I say that is because I am not giving you textbook talk. I am not giving you surface level conceptualization of diversity and inclusion and what it means to be black in the workplace. I am giving you real talk, like I talk with my friends. And the good thing with that is there's no ambiguity, there's no confusion about what I mean when I say certain things. So that's the starting point, because I think when you've engaged with my videos as a starting point, it's only the start. You then start to look at things with a completely different lens. Because my overriding point with why I'm doing this is like painfully excruciating, because don't forget, I'm doing this while I am still in my feelings, as I've called it, grieving, just like purging almost. So I'm kind of doing it at the same time, but I'm doing it because I am saying your continued silence is contributing to the oppression of black people in the UK. So that's why I want you to listen to my videos or watch them. And then I want you to make your leadership team watch them. In fact, even better, if you could all watch them at the same time, like that would be amazing. But I know we're in different worlds now, so that's probably not always possible. But get them to watch it at the same time. And then start to have honest conversations as human beings, as individuals, as fathers, as mothers, as aunties, as cousins, as brothers and sisters. Have conversations on a humane level, not as CEOs, CFOs, CMOs, all the O's, not as the C-suite, because this is not the time for the barrier. I could have easily, when I decided to do this, I could have showed up as Shereen, write the HR conversation list, and I could have given you all of the textbook talk all of the textbook stuff around this, and I deliberately did not. I just came to you as Shereen, a black woman, 39 years old, with 2 children, a 12-year-old and a 2-year-old, in a blended family, saying this is how this country is making me and other people who look like me feel. So all I'm asking that you engage with this first as just human beings. That's it. And then after that, don't knee-jerk to think, oh shit, we've got to put out a statement, because everyone will look to the States and go, shit, what are they doing? Nike's done, like, you know, their version of don't do it. Netflix have put out this. The NFL are saying that. Don't do that, because we don't want to see a hashtag of Black Lives Matter. We don't want to see the raised fist. We don't want to see the image of the black hand and the white hand to symbolise unity, because it's too late for that. Because if you were going to do that, that should have been done like the second you got a hint that something wasn't right. So it's too late for that. But what it isn't too late to do is to then think about how you are going to reach out to your black employees and start to have that dialogue and that conversation. And I emphasise, you have to do the reaching out. And the reason why I'm saying that, because, you know, if you've watched all my videos, you will know I've said this before, is because for all of this time, we have been the ones doing the heavy lifting. We have been the ones swallowing what we want to say. We have been the ones accepting injustices in the workplace. We have been the ones that understand that when we do a role, when we leave the role, whoever they bring in, 99% of the time is going to look the complete opposite to us. They're going to look the same as you. And we know that that's the black box ticked. So we know there will never be, probably, a black HR director. There's not going to be 2 black HR directors. There's not going to be 2 black CFOs, 2 black chief marketing officers. That's not going to happen. And we know this, we talk about this, but we don't say it. So we have done all of the work to not raise it. So now it's your turn to come to us. Now we all know that in communications terms, when you say open door policies, we've got an open door. Come and talk to me. Come and talk to me. The onus is always on the individual. Listen, I would say this even for all employees to not do this, but the onus is always on the individual to put their hand up and go, I need to talk. If I was in a business right now as an employee, even though God knows who's going to hire me, but, you know, let's imagine for a second, I wasn't the rebel that I am. You know, if I was going to do that, open door policy. But do you really have an open door policy if you have to book an appointment? That's not an open door policy. Can anybody in your business just call up the leadership team on the fly and say, I need to talk? Or do they have to go through layers? Do you insist that your employees have to go to your line manager first and then they've got to go to the head of department, but they can't go to the head of department before they've gone to the line manager? Because all these things you're putting in is barriers. So you need to think about how you can easily do away with bureaucracy, because even with remote working, we still have bureaucracy. And say, as a leadership team, how are we going to make sure that we reach out to our black employees, not because we need them to do the heavy lifting, so therefore not because we need them to explain why they are feeling the way they are, so it makes it easier for us to understand. We're listening because for the first time we've realised just what this country has done to black people. And we're listening because there's so many things that we never thought about. There's so many decisions we made that we didn't think about through the lens of what it's like to be a black person in the workplace. There's so many assumptions that we never questioned, the way we do things. because we've been so used to being in a position of power and in a position of privilege. So they are the first things that I want you to do. So if you can say to your teams, all of your teams actually, that we recognise that this is a stain on the soul in the UK. That is how serious and deep this is. Don't make this into a typical business challenge, a barrier, all the traditional things that, you know, the supplier not being able to supply your products or services is a challenge. This is not a challenge. This is, I would say it's almost like it's a humanitarian crisis, really. So you've got to be honest and open, and you've got to start to say, we as a leadership team, this is what we have done. So we've watched Shereen's video, we've gone and read some articles. We're going to prioritise talking to our black employees first. We also want you, the rest of the workforce, to come on the same journey as us, but at the moment we're going to prioritise on the black employees first. Now, I don't want to hear all lives matter. You know, all employees need to do this. Yes, all employees do need to have this opportunity to be listened to and be heard. But all your employees are not predominantly black. So therefore, all your employees are not hurting. So no, all your employees are not a priority right now. Because in the first time ever in history, make black people in your business the priority. Just as a start, you know, let's just get things rolling. Let's show some real intent. Let's show some authenticity. Let's show some recognition. Like, I know there's gonna be loads of people that are going to disagree with me and go, oh my God, we can't do this. We can't, we're too big. We're too. Find a way. But we need to see that you've done that, not because you've hired in an external HR consultant, not because you've hired in a diversity and inclusion company, not because a management consultant has sold you a D&I package. And this is not the responsibility of your HR teams. They can help you. They can help you with the tools to do this, to facilitate this, but this has to be led by you. Because these are the receipts that we're going to want to see. Not a statement, not you knocking on the door of a PR company and saying, shit, can you help us write something quick so we can make this go away? No, we need to see receipts. We need to see receipts. And finally, because I've got a 13-minute video, god damn, sorry. For my black employees, like, I know, you know, I know. Oh, this is really shit, I know. But all I will say is, when your leaders, how big the leadership team is, comes knocking on your door to talk to you, like, please, don't make me have gone through all of this for you not to say how you really feel. So I know it's going to be difficult, I know it's going to be tough, and I hope your organisations are listening to this and also thinking about what support infrastructure that they can put in place for you. But this is an opportunity that, the way things are going, we may never get that again. So I need you to be honest. And all the messages that you've been sending me is like practice. So I need you to then say to your managers, your board of directors, this is how I'm feeling now. This is why I'm hurt. This is why I feel let down. This is what life is like for me here in this business. These are the times that I have felt like I'm compromising on my identity and who I am, because my driving force is to fit in, be accepted. Because I know that opportunities don't come round for people like me. This is how it feels when you shorten my name to a westernized version because you can't be bothered to learn the pronunciation of my name. This is how it feels when you know how hard I have to work and I don't get the promotion or I don't get the opportunities, and you tell me that my time will come, but white colleagues all around me don't have to prove themselves as hard. So I need you to be honest and open, like some of you have been really honest and open with me, because otherwise we're denying the very people that we need to stand up for us, not with us, stand up for us, the opportunity to improve this. So that's it. Oh God, when I do this, I never plan to like, make it long, 15 minutes long, sorry. I never plan to do that, but I never really know what I'm going to say until I'm saying it. But this is just, I read every single message that I'm being sent, every single message, and I try to respond to every single person. So everything I say on my daily videos will be reflective of some of the conversations that I am having. So this one for today is you need to show us the receipts.